Well, good evening, everyone. And we're live again for day number 7. 1 week has already gone by. It's flown by, actually. I'm just waiting for a few people to see if they're going to come on live. I hope everyone's been practicing their breathing. It should start to feel a bit more natural, spontaneous, rhythmically speaking. I hope you've been enjoying these days of changing something in your routine. I know that since I've become aware of this information, that waking up every morning and my first intuition is, it's not even a thought, it's just a spontaneous action that I want to breathe in. I now know what that oxygen does for me. I now appreciate much more in having this information and just imagining and visualizing what this oxygen is doing in my body and how I'm creating energy and what that actually means for my body and my mind and my expression to the outside world. So it's very important that we keep emphasizing the importance of oxygen and energy. And that's what I'd like to talk about today in particular, is to allow you to see from a higher perspective what energy really entails. Energy, you use energy to change, you use energy to create, to revitalize, rejuvenate. It is constantly changing, creating, expanding. That's what energy is used for. Energy is not something that stands still. It comes and goes like oxygen. And the oxygen that comes and goes within your body, that's why it cannot be stored. Energy cannot be stored. It is always in motion, okay? Energy is always in motion. It's always moving. It's always doing something. It's always creating. I'd like to emphasize that. So today, I'd just like to go through, just to bring you up to speed, if this is the first video that you're watching, or if you remember what I said in the previous 7 ones, okay? First of all, your body has 75 trillion cells, and your health depends entirely on the health of those cells. 75 trillion cells. You have 75 trillion cells in your body, and they all know what to do. They all have a specific job, okay? They're all there for a reason. Everything is there. Nerves, muscles, cells, neurons, organs, blood, your nervous system, the automatic nervous system, everything there is for a purpose, okay? And they all know what to do given the energy, all right? So if these cells don't have that energy, don't have that oxygen, are polluted in some ways, and as I said in the previous videos, when you don't have sufficient oxygen, the cells, the 700 billion cells that actually need to be released every day, those toxins, if they stay in your system, you will be polluted. The body is polluted. The other thing is that not only does the oxygen expel toxins, it also releases out emotions that are stuck in your body, okay? So even the emotions are energy, all right? They're energy, and they're not meant to be stored. Nothing with energy is meant to be stored. It's meant to be used for creation, expansion, in movement, constant movement. You cannot keep energy still, okay? So this energy runs your body, okay? 75% of this energy is used for the general maintenance of the body. We're not even talking about activity, muscles running and walking up and down stairs. Okay, so you need constant and consistent flow of oxygen all the time in order to create this energy. Now, the one thing that I can really emphasize here is that you are the one creating the energy. How is that? By breathing. Okay, as you can see, oxygen is available abundantly everywhere around you. Okay, so it's not something that you need to go and find. It is abundantly available. All that is needed is you to allow it to flourish, your system, your mind and body. All right. You are the allower of this oxygen in order to create the energy. You are the creator of energy. Okay. Without you, the cells wouldn't be able to do anything. You, highlighting, emphasizing, you are the one that allows the energy. Okay. Allows the oxygen to create this energy. So I really want to emphasize this. You are more important than what you think you are, because thinking doesn't define you. Whether you think or not, it is true. You are the creator of energy every time you take a deep breath. Thinking has got nothing to do with this. All right. So the fact is that the more oxygen you allow, the more energy you create. So now, what I'd like to really bring home in this video is really for you to embrace some sort of change, a different approach to what you think about yourself and what you think about your body, because now this changed everything for me. Okay, my thoughts have nothing to do with what my body is automatically doing thanks to the energy it's creating. Okay, what I think about myself, how I used to think about myself, has nothing to do with the great creator of energy that I already am. Okay, now this level of appreciation of seeing myself change and appreciating what my body already knows how to do has changed my thoughts drastically, with effortlessly. I didn't really have to go and fight with myself trying to eliminate negative thoughts or trying to highlight and emphasize positive thoughts of any. There's none of that happening. All I've realized that the more oxygen and the more energy I've been creating and visualizing it and appreciating it on a regular basis, my whole routine has changed. My whole routine has changed because I simply have realized that the more energy that I have in my body, it literally changes the whole chemical plant, if you will, of my body. There is not a cell that is exactly the same as it was a day ago, 2 days ago, a month ago. So now my expectation of having different thoughts is now welcoming. I now expect it. I now understand perfectly well that there is no way that I can hold on to energy, especially my emotional energies, if you will. There's no way I can hold on to them. So it's just a process of cleansing out and giving it fresh oxygen, cleansing it out, so I can never be the same. So if you're the kind of person that holds on to a same thought pattern and a same process of routine, you're going to have a bit of a battle here, because it's counterproductive to the energy flow that already is. You see, you're not controlling it. The mind wants to control things. There is no need to control energy. Your body and your trillion cells already know what to do. All right? So all I'd like to bring to your attention is to start to see yourself as a processing machine in consistent expansion, in change. All right? Energy is used for creating and expanding, changing. So I know I've left it for the 7th day because I know it's a bit hard to wrap your head about, but by changing your routine, by taking in now deep conscious breaths and realizing the benefit that you're doing for yourself, for your health, because as we said, the more stress, states of emergency without giving any kind of oxygen, that shallow breath in your chest, you're basically strangling your cells and you're instigating your sympathetic nervous system to always be in a state of emergency. Now, being in a state of emergency, as we've already said, for a few minutes, every now and then, it's not going to harm you. But being in a consistent state of emergency is now a playing for disease. Your body's going to start breaking down. So I started these videos to kind of give you that information that you can create health and balance in your body by simply breathing. But it's one thing if you're going to give fresh oxygen to your body and then holding on to old thought patterns and emotions from the past. It's really important that you can give a fresh flow of oxygen to your body to create that energy, and then allow that energy to start creating change and expansion for you. So there is one thing that, yes, we do need to speak about body and mind. And it is imperative that you understand this, that your mind can only know what you've been feeding it. It doesn't define you, and it is not you. Your mind is like an antenna, because now you are complete energy in your body. You are basically like an antenna of a beacon of light, a beacon of energy. And because now the energy in your body is flowing, and you're consistently providing it with new oxygen, new energy to create, now you've changed frequency. And now your body and mind are now a beacon of that new energy, and now you'll be attracting new thoughts. And so your pattern of thinking will change. Start to expect it. And don't battle with yourself. There's no need to fight with yourself about this. So I just wanted to highlight that it is something that will happen. You will become a beacon, a frequency, a satellite, an antenna, because that's what you are. You are the creator of energy, and basically the creator of your thoughts. And as we'll discuss maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure if we're all up for this conversation yet, but you are creating your perspective of what you see on the outside world, which is basically a reflection of what is happening within you. So just remember that your automatic sympathetic nervous system can also be activated by thought alone. So if you're doing the best to breathe in new oxygen so you can calm your system so the parasympathetic nervous system doesn't activate, okay, and then those stress hormones come in ready for fight or flight, you're doing that to calm your body so it can work. But then if you're going to be thinking stressful thoughts, that too activates it. All right. I don't want to confuse you in any kind of way, but it is important that sympathetic nervous system stays calm, and it will either activate for a lack of oxygen, or it will activate by thought alone, depending on the level of stressful thoughts that you're thinking. All right. So it's important to become aware of what thoughts are coming up, what emotions are coming up at the time, because that energy will move them to the surface. I've repeated this once, I think I've repeated it twice, and I think I'll continue to repeat it. Your thoughts are energy, and they need to be released. Right? And I'd like you to become, if there's anyone that really, really wants to go all the way with this, one thing that has helped me benefit incredibly is the ability to sit down. A lot of people call this meditation. You don't like the word, that's fine. But literally sitting down while breathing and just being blank, just being the witness of thoughts. And maybe I'll be inspired to do a few videos about meditation and the benefit of that as well. It's very, very easy. It becomes a regular part of your being, of your life, to be without thought. A lot of people think that they need to be defined by their thoughts, so they hang on to definitions. But in actual fact, no thought defines you. You are already that perfect being with or without the thoughts. Okay? Your thoughts either dim you down or dim you down. There's no thought that can actually describe you. And that's why who you really are is indescribable. It cannot be described. Okay? So by deep breathing, you create energy. So remember, it's important to know that energy are high frequencies. Okay? Energy creates high frequencies. You are the creator. So give yourself a fresh dose of oxygen and give yourself that ability to not identify with your thoughts, especially the ones that dim you down. Because the moment you start to feel fear, you start to feel anxiety, remember these thoughts, these emotions that come up, without the thought, this is uncomfortable, without the thought, I don't want it here, without the thought, I need to get rid of it, what remains? It is just a sensation, an energy that is coming up, an emotion that needs to be released. I'm going to say that again. When any kind of discomfort comes up in your body, before the thought arrives, this is a negative thought. Before the thought arrives, I need to get rid of it. Before any kind of definition or describing the sensation, without those descriptions of thought, what remains? Just a sensation. It's a sensation in the body, and it arises and you feel it because the body is ready to release it. All right? So you must be expecting change. For those that do not like or believe they don't like change or they don't intend to change, you're going to have a kind of a clash here, because energy creates, energy expands. You're in for a battle, and it's an unnecessary battle. Allow your body to do its work, the 75 beautiful trillion cells in your body. Allow them to release you from the old patterns and create something new. To allow you to rendezvous and interact with new thoughts, with intuition. And then your outside world will be a reflection of that too. We'll go into that more deeply next week. So today's, I just wanted to wrap this up by reminding you of your daily breathing menu. So for the next week, from day 8, from tomorrow onwards, I'd like you to really become comfortable with your daily menu of breathing. Before I introduce you on the 3rd week, another few exercises, but I'd really like you to get comfortable with these 4 that I've already mentioned in the last week. So your basic belly breathing, the 4x4 one, okay? 2 or 3 every now and then, in the morning or in the evening, wherever you feel comfortable, driving, while cooking, just make sure that belly, and you're consciously breathing in and out, holding for 4, inhaling for 4, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4, okay? Really important to keep that up. It'll become rhythmical. Then the ratio 1, 4, and 2, it's important that you do it in the morning, but it's important that you do it standing up, okay? And that is like your major big exercise, where you're really holding your breath for about 12 or 16 counts, and then you're exhaling a lot longer than your inhale, and do at least 10 counts every single day. It really, really is good. We've named it Baywatch Bikini Breath because it does flush away and burn those fats around the belly. All right. The other one, the Kung Fu breath, that I still feel a bit intimidated of doing here online, but it is literally taking in, it's also standing up, taking in a big deep breath, that belly out, and then out with force, and just allowing that belly to come out. So it is exhaling through the mouth and not the nose. That's the only one. And then the other one, the breathing through your nose while you're walking, if you have a bit of trouble walking and only breathing through your nose, I like to take a sip of water, hold it in my mouth, and walk for at least 5 minutes until I actually get my body feels natural to just breathe in and out through my nose. All right, let's see if there's any questions. I haven't been able to see the comments. Okay, I now see the comments. Okay, hello, hello, hello. As you come this preparation for my morning meditation. Very nice, Gary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you and talking about meditation. I'm tempted to talk about meditation because meditation was a very, very important part of my life that helped me realize that I'm not my thoughts, and it helped me deeply to really focus on my breath. But unfortunately back then I wasn't even aware of what my breath was actually doing for my body. So the level of appreciation, I have a level of appreciation now for this body, for how it functions and how difficult it must be. Just try and imagine your cells are working every single day, no days off, for every single day, for every day you live on this planet. They are constantly working for you. And all you need to do is provide that oxygen and that energy in order to become the creator. You create, you create, you create, and you expand. So my life has changed incredibly, and it just keeps creating more and more and more. And I often ask myself, what next? There's this sort of sense of expectation. And can this be true, that my whole life has changed all because I started to appreciate the oxygen and the energy? This information, new information, will always do that for you. It will change something in your pattern. And as you change something in your pattern of thinking, the neurons in your brain start to change. So you're literally a different person than before. You basically keep creating you, different versions of you. I know that this information might be a bit confusing because the minds might have questions and maybe refuse it a bit, but I'll keep kind of inserting it a bit here and a bit there. It is very important. Oxygen, energy, expansion, creation. And we're going to link those dots until you see the broader perspective of how it is that you are creating yourself and the perspective of what you call my life. It'll be exciting. We've got another 2 weeks together, and I cannot wait to give you all this information. Keep practicing your breathing. Do not stop. You need to get into the habit of breathing consistently, constantly, every single day. There is no days off. There are no days off. Enjoy it, appreciate it, love every part of it, and become a master breather. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.